Hey, Aquarius. Mel, Intuitive Soul Coach here. Excited to bring in your January 2025 monthly reading. Welcome back if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Aquarius, welcome to a new year and welcome to Aquarian season. Towards the end of January, we have new life as one of your key themes. So this is definitely hitting home here for you. Some of you quite literally, your other key theme for the month of January is family. So family could be on the forefront this month. You may be focused on ancestral healing. This could be creating or leaving behind some sort of legacy. I'm getting long-term legacy here. I also see parents or parental energies are in the mix. Fertility, foundation, and restructuring, but staying flexible as well because you have the flexibility card showing up. So trusting in divine detours. You have a gift coming in here. You have the start of a new life with the Ace of Pentacles. And because I also see the Sun in your energy, this tells me that this is a time of growth. This is a massive growth spurt that you've been going through, and you're gonna see that all of the waiting, all of the delayed action, or it just feels like you've been in pause mode for quite some time. It's like everything catches up. So a growth spurt happens quite quickly. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Swords. You are telling a new story. You are regaining a sense of confidence here because sometimes the Eight of Swords is a feeling of being trapped, feeling restricted. And because the Hanged Man energy is showing up, you're coming out of stagnation, whether emotionally, financially, or even physically. You may have been tied up or handicapped in some way or immobile where you weren't able to move forward. It just felt like you were trapped or stuck. I see you regaining a sense of confidence this month, and the start of a new life is also bringing in a breakthrough. You have breakthrough at the bottom of the deck. So flexibility also tells me that it's important to get flexible in the body. All right, get moving, get that blood flowing, circulation, cardio. Some of you could be doing yoga, or just setting up a good healthy routine that works for you. Okay, some of you, this is aerial yoga with the Hanged Man and the Hierophant because she is practicing mindfulness here, meditation or yoga. But I'm also getting flexibility within the mind, and you are the individual to do that here, Aquarius. You are all about expansion and big picture thinking, stepping outside of a comfort zone. And that's exactly what you're doing here. Some of you have been left out in the cold when it comes to maybe love or when it comes to your career. But you're warming up. You're warming up to something or someone is what I'm getting here. All right, you're warming up to a situation because I see the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Five of Pentacles is a cold, dreary night, and the individual is outside looking at that home, looking at that family dynamic, and the Sun is showing up here in your reading. So this tells me that there is something that is going to warm your heart. You will be put in a position here, or you'll find yourself in a position that you must remain flexible in. Okay, I am getting that. Let's get your archetype before we dive in fully. That's the archetype here. We have the healer. Oh, Aquarius, a lot of you are healers out there, that's for sure. Now, let's dive in. You have flexibility as one of your first cards. This is divine detours, and boy, oh boy, have you gone through a few of those. Aquarius, this is about change, adaptability, new ideas, expansion, right? That's your energy. This is movement, yoga, and again, going with the flow instead of it feeling like you've been left out in the cold, resistance, or feeling like you've hit hit a brick wall, or you've come up against a roadblock, or you've come up against a challenge. It's like, when am I going to catch this break? When am I going to finally feel like things are moving forward instead of stop and go, stop and go? Well, I feel like your season coming up here at the end of the month is really activating, right? Quite literally, quite activating your energy, Aquarian energy here. So this is about movement as well. Something is going to start to move, okay? Move in a forward direction after a bit of a pause, after a bit of, a waiting period is what I see. Now you have the family card showing up. You may feel more like a homebody. Maybe you're sticking close to home. This may have to do with family members or moving. You could also be taking a look at your living environment and switching things up, maybe rearranging, decluttering. You could be knocking down a wall. I'm getting that metaphorically or physically. Some of you are knocking down a wall to create a bigger space in your home or for a business, or you could be knocking down a wall that mentally you weren't able to get through because you were in that hanged man position. However, the hanged man, it doesn't get the attention sometimes that it deserves, because the hanged man is all about perspective. And perspective is how we view the world. Perspective is based on our conditioning, our beliefs, our values, our morals. And I see that there is something that you've really been working hard. And I feel like this is the month that you're unlocking this secret information, the secret knowledge. That's been a key theme for a lot of signs, is secret knowledge. To me, this tells me also that you're tapping into your Akashic records, you're tapping into your divine blueprint, and you know that there's some sort of new beginning showing up here for you. Like, this is the year that you meet love, or this is the year that you meet yourself fully. It could be that you grow your business, that you become, healthier and really achieve those weight loss goals or those healthy goals. I see that you're getting in touch with this intimate part of yourself and your family. I feel like there's compassion that's opening the portal or opening the doorway towards introducing or inviting more of it in. Some of you could have invited someone into your home. All right. Someone could have invited, another individual into the home. Some of you may be caring for an elderly parent. All right. That's showing up here. Maybe someone who's very stuck in their ways. I do get the Queen of Swords as well. Now, Queen of Swords could be a characteristic of yourself, which we'll look into here when we get there. But I also feel like there's been potentially a standstill when it comes to maybe a female in your life. You're working on your legacy. I feel like you are becoming an even better version of yourself for your family, because some of you may have people who look up to you. You may be a role model. You may be a teacher, a mentor, a guide, a light worker, a healer here, a caregiver. You may even watch children in the home. Okay, I'm getting watching children in the home. Maybe you have a daycare center, or you take care of your children or your grandchildren in the home. Someone really needs to declutter is what I'm getting, or organize, like get organized, organize some space, and to bring in like the family, have them help out as well. Like if you have younger children, have them put their toys in certain bins, have the family help out. If you have teens or older children, make sure everybody is kind of pulling their weight. That's what I see, because that is going to, allow for more flow to happen where it doesn't just get put on your shoulders here, Aquarius. Now, someone could be entering into a new home, like a group home or an elderly community here. Now, it's interesting because I don't even see like the elderly coming in here per se. I'm just kind of looking out what's out here, but I do see someone taking care of a parent. Oh, there we have the elderly. There's the third generation. We see a grandmother, a mother, and maybe a daughter. So it feels like there's generational, maybe wealth or generational cycles. You may be breaking out of some sort of generational pattern, even healing it, ancestral healing showing up on the family card. Now, I also get a home. Some of you are purchasing a new home in 2025, and this may be the year that you are building or you're planning or you're preparing, maybe looking at your financials, talking to a professional advisor or a loan officer. You may also be getting some sort of a settlement. There's a family, possibly a family settlement here. Some of you could be connecting to family that you haven't seen in quite some time, maybe even coming back home, whatever that may mean to you. Bottom of the deck, you have breakthrough. There is a realization happening around your season here. This is discovery, victory, advancement. This is a moment of truth. And once that one small moment of truth comes in, that changes everything. That is the unlocking. And you see that the Hanged Man is actually holding the key. He doesn't realize it because it's showing up almost like a ghost key or a skeleton key. Like he doesn't quite realize that he's holding the answer. The answers exist within him, but he has to be willing, and that there's the key word, willingness, to see something from a different angle. That's what you're doing this month. You're seeing something from a different angle, and that puts a whole new spin on a situation and gives you this new life. Okay, it gives you a new life here. Some of you, there's an actual job offer coming in, an offer of a home. There could be new life being born. I do see here commitments that you are making to yourself, you're keeping. Because you start off here with the Hierophant. This is commitments, commitment to your health. I see you looking at belief systems that are outdated, ones that could be healed or looked at from, again, a different perspective coming in again here for you. So when this Hierophant shows up, you may even have a really good teacher, a mentor, or someone that you are working with to bring about, a greater sense of safety, of security and stability into your life, Aquarius. Or perhaps you are the mentor, you are the teacher, you are the coach. I feel like your energy is really vibing. It's very magnetic. People want what you have to offer here. That's why there is an offer coming in. I want to say, though, that this is towards maybe the end of the month, towards your season more so. Now you have the Sun backing up, right? Backed up against the Hierophant. So it feels like whatever you are committing to, you're happy about the commitment. You're happy about the changes that are manifesting, even if some of these changes you have to be a little bit strict on, because I see the Queen of Swords coming in. Mentally, Queen of Swords, when she sets her mind to it, she gets it done. And I see that you're telling yourself a story over and over and over again, which means you're reprogramming over an old story, okay? Or at least that's what's required here. So whatever you're committing to in the month of January, the mind, right? You've heard the phrase, your life is as good as your mindset. And that really is true, because when you set your mind to something, you have the ability to bring it to fruition, to take action on manifesting that. So there's more vitality. You may be looking at ways to increase your health, okay? Increase your abundance. The Sun is the most abundant energy, partnered with that Empress energy. And I feel like there's warmth coming in. Some of you could be traveling. Some of you are playing with, children, grandchildren. There's a sense of vitality and confidence coming in here. And it's just a lot of happiness, okay? A lot of happiness. You're riding that high wave. So allow yourself to soak it in. If you're feeling magnetic, if you're feeling like the sun is shining and you're taking that trip, or you're around people that you love, or you have a celebration, just ride that wave of happiness. Don't wait for the shoe to drop. Don't expect a negative situation to come out of it. Don't self-sabotage, ride that high wave. Now the Sun here, tells me also that you could benefit from getting some vitamin D, all right? Getting some of that sunshine, nutrients, supplements. Some of you could be getting back into, a healthy eating routine. This is also exercise and, oh, there's the belly. There's a pregnant belly here. I was feeling the Empress. You see that she does have a little bit of a swollen belly. So someone is fertile or ripe with ideas, or someone quite literally could become pregnant or is having a baby. But I also see like generational, like this is an idea potentially that could benefit, the generations that come after you, and it could even heal the past bloodlines as well. So it feels like it's generational coming in a very good way. Yeah, it's like you're bringing something in from the cold. Look at the Five of Pentacles. Her and her little boy are outside. It doesn't look like they have like shoes on here. She's cold. She's holding up the light, but she's so close to that church or that home, and she sees that there's light in there. It's warm, and that's where she's going. So you're coming home to something, coming home to a place within yourself. Financially, you're recovering a sense of stability. Maybe you didn't have the finances or the financial means, and it kept you stuck. There's just an offer. There's a blessing here, an offering coming in that is the start of not just the new year, but the start of a new life for you. So Ace of Pentacles, you can see that she's holding up the pentacle, and what's right behind it? The sun. So the sun is shining on you. There is a blessing lining up that feels very good. This could be a job that you say yes to. You commit to this. This could be a lifelong position. This could be, a family member or a soulmate, someone that's here for the long haul. I'm getting like long-term growth. Even though I don't see the tens, I feel like, well, there's the Hierophant. That is commitment. Like this is something you will commit to for the rest of your life. It could be a new spiritual routine. It could be journaling, it could be yoga, or, maybe traveling. Maybe there's a trip that you want to take here. There could be something that, you start to do. It's a new tradition that you do in 2025, but you carry it with you. And that's kind of what you are remembered for, is starting this beautiful tradition. And if you have children, or if you have like clients or, family members or friends, it's like you kind of pass this tradition on, is what I see. All right, let's look at wealth, money, abundance, career. Okay, you have the light bulb card. Now, there is a light bulb going off. I see the light all around you, and this is lucrative ideas. It's new income sources. So we see that showing up multiple times. There's a new income source here, or there is an idea that is going to lead you towards income if you stay consistent with this. Take that idea, bring it down to reality, and kind of run with it, is what I see. If you're an entrepreneur, I see that this is a very favorable time for you to rebuild a sense of stability. For others of you, there is a new job coming in that's going to help you do the same. This is creative. This allows you to expand upon your values, your morals, and your beliefs, and to get creative about them as well. Definitely some light bulb moments coming in for you. Oh my goodness, we have the offering. We just said that a few different times. There's an offering or a blessing, and it says, the universe will meet all of your needs. Consider having a money altar. Now, I have money trees, and I also work with citrine. I carry citrine in my purse. I also have citrine in my office and next to my money trees, and I have a big old chunk right here. You can see it up there on the ledge. So working with the energy of abundance can be very beneficial for you at this time. And it says, call upon your spirit guides and angels to assist you. Yeah, there's offerings coming in, and even if they seem small or insignificant, because you see that the piggy bank here, it's like sometimes people say, well, I don't want to collect change. That's just chump change, or that's not going to go anywhere. Well, if you've ever had a piggy bank that you've kept putting money in and in and in until it really accumulates and accrues some good money, you can get a lot. And it feels like there's something little by little by little you've been working towards. And at the end, when you cash it in, look at what we have. We have the windfall. It says you're about to receive a windfall of money or a pay raise. Money is currently in a positive cycle. This is a great time to treat yourself or make that big purchase. Yeah, so some of you could be making a purchase, like investing or taking a look at your accounts, your retirement accounts, your long-term accounts. Maybe investing back into yourself, back into, a business or into creative projects or even in, teachings or education. So I feel like investments isn't just financially, like money-wise, it's investing in something that's going to come back to you tenfold. And I do feel like it will come back to you like multiplied or tenfold. And then lastly, you have the Tower. Whenever I get this Tower, to me, it gives me like a political, economic, or global energy. So we could see a couple of Tower moments in January, maybe even February as well, around, corporate jobs, structures, like positions of higher power. But I actually feel like you are okay here. You have the windfall, and I see that you have the Sun and the Ace of Pentacles. So I feel like you are safe from this. But it doesn't mean that you're not seeing it going on around you. But don't let that fear, instill your energy. Don't let that kind of creep in and draw you down into the pits of the fear-based energies of the Hanged Man sometimes. Like, don't let it get you stuck again. Don't let it have you procrastinating or, putting something off. Because I feel like there could be some instability that shows up, but that's where you remain calm, right? Be the eye of the tornado. And that's what you're learning here with the Hierophant. She's meditating. She's teaching them to meditate. So I feel like you've been training on how to kind of stay calm amidst what's going on out here. All right, let's look at finances. Or excuse me, we just did. Some of you are really focused on finances. Let's look at partnerships, love, romance, family. Okay, we have a feeling of not enough. And maybe that's why someone was left out in the cold. 5 of Pentacles. Someone was thrown to the wolves. Oh, geez. Maybe that was very early on. Some of you left the house, left the home early. It's like you may have gotten pregnant early on, or you left at like 17, 16, 17. Some of you are kicked out of the house. Some of you had to grow up way too fast and watch your siblings or take care of family. I feel that way for some of you. And it did kind of put some dreams of yours on hold to have to go through that dynamic. But I see that you are regaining that sense of confidence. Remember that 8 of Swords that we've seen at the bottom of the deck? Look at the similarities there. She is bound by handcuffs here, or not handcuffs, but ropes and ties. And she also has the blindfold on. Both of them do. So the live version is not enough, right? The live version is lacking confidence, self-sabotage, ego, fear, and frustrations. That is something you are working on, being more flexible with, in order for you to kind of rewrite some of that programming, for you to recondition yourself to tell a brand new story, not the same old one that you've been in for quite some time, but here's a new story. This is one of confidence. This is one of self-care. This is one of ego-less and fearless. It is, instead of frustration, I'm getting inspirations. So you being able to change the story is going to help you gain a new perspective on things. Beautiful. Especially if you've dealt with people who've really kind of battered you, abused you, used you, or if you've gone through some really shadow aspects with partnerships in your life. I see some of you were used, okay? Girl with a snake. The reason why you've gone through that experience where maybe you were charmed or enamored in some way is to bring you back home to self. I keep getting that for you, Aquarius. It may be a lesson in boundaries or even codependencies, and to not lose yourself, okay? Sometimes we do that. We get into relationships and we we become that relationship and we forget what truly makes us happy. We forget, that we are an individual soul, and it intertwines and it becomes this big snaky mess. And sometimes you need to see things. That's why her eye is right there in the midst of the snake, because what I see you doing is shedding an old skin. Yeah, you're shedding an old skin here, Aquarius. And the snake never crawls back into its to its old skin. Why? Because by the time it's shed, that new skin has already kind of come over its body. There's a new part of you that you've changed. You're not that old Aquarius that you were, 5 weeks ago, 5 months ago, even 5 years ago. Now, for those of you that are in a relationship and it's been stuck, you've been committed to them, but it's been kind of like out in the cold. Maybe you've slept in different rooms, like two ships passing in the night. I feel like there could be something that comes in here, maybe a trip or a vacation or a hobby, something that could potentially connect the both of you together in order for you to reignite that spark, okay? Because there's a spark here. Maybe it's new family. It could be a new grandchild coming in, or it could be something that, an event that brings the family together. Maybe there's an anniversary or something of that nature. You have the ability to come together in union is what I'm picking up on. And for those of you that may be single, you're loving your life, right? This is about spending time with friends, being happily single. I'm getting game night. Some of you could meet someone at a game night. You could be hosting a game night. Maybe that's something that you incorporate into your new traditions. Could be a game night with family or with friends. But I see you focusing on living in the moment. For those of you that are single out there, but look out, because the Ace of Pentacles is a beautiful start of a new life. And I see that as long as you are that vibrational match, right? As long as you are staying in that sun energy or a positive or abundant mindset, if you stay flexible in how love shows up for you and how you open yourself up to love, I see that you could have a breakthrough sooner rather than later. Now, yes, the sun the sun is Leo energy. So we may see some changes around Leo season, July and August. And then we also have here the Hierophant. This is Taurus. Taurus is April or May. So I feel for those of you that are single, April and May could be a very good time for love to fully reach a really big peak. Okay. Now the Coffee Cup card is about meeting and talking. So you could be meeting with new people at this time, kind of coming in from the cold a little bit, and maybe even going out and exploring new places, new events, new classes. And you could meet people, but maybe you don't really connect deeper than outside of this, maybe class or a workshop or work until, a few months down the road. But this is savoring the moment. This is building upon a friendship. And that is so very important in any type of relationship, is to build that solid friendship. I also see females coming together here, the divine feminine. This could be, a grandparent and a parent and a child. This can be a family event. This may be like a sisterhood, a trio. There may be 3 of you that are getting together, maybe a group. It doesn't have to just be females, but I do see the energy of feminine showing up on a lot of your reading here. For those of you masculines out there, I see that there is a very important divine feminine that you are or will be attracting into your life. And I also see, I'm getting daughter, like there's something with daughter vibes, daughter. If some of you are waiting for the sex of a child, I'm just going to spoil it here. You could have a daughter, okay? It could be a feminine energy. All right. Now, what else do we have? We have with the Coffee Cup, someone is connecting to a loved one or an ancestor that's crossed over that used to drink a lot of coffee, like Folgers. There's something about the Folger cans as well. Maybe someone collected trinkets and stuck them in an old Folgers can. The brewing of coffee, it almost feels like someone in spirit was was showing up in a way that like the new technology that we have for coffee is kind of blowing their mind in a sense. So if you have like a fancy coffee machine or like an espresso machine, something like that, it feels like someone that used to drink a lot of coffee would have loved trying out some of those new flavors, even though they probably would go back to how they drink it, maybe black and with nothing in it. It feels like you are sharing in on your love for coffee with a loved one here. All right, let's get a few messages from your soul's truth, Aquarius. Oh, okay. Some of you don't drink coffee, you drink tea. I'm one of those people. I'm a huge tea fan. I love tea. I drink it every day, but I will not touch coffee. I've never liked coffee. I've taken maybe one sip my whole life, but I love the smell of coffee beans. Now you have here, what do I resist feeling right now? You don't have any cups in your cards here, but you have the sun. So there is something here about feeling. We have to feel it to heal it in order to let go of pain. We first have to honor its existence. Emotions are like waves. Some are soft, some are fierce, some are layered, and some will sweep you off your feet. When we allow ourselves to feel it all, we can then release what no longer serves us. Today's soul action, allow yourself to feel this wave. Let it move through you, no matter how long it lasts. Then release it back into the ocean. Feel it, heal it. Enjoy the sweet freedom within your soul. So allow those feelings to come up, because that may be part of what's kept you stuck. Perhaps there were some feelings that you weren't ready to bring up to the surface, but maybe the time is now in order for you to fully heal, because right behind the breakthrough card, we do have the healing card. Recovery, closure, Reiki, loss, grief, support, and health. Next up, we have, what else could this mean? There are always multiple ways to look at every situation. Our first reaction is usually rooted in our fears and limiting beliefs. Look at a situation today by stepping outside of the trigger and ask, what else could this mean? Is there something your soul is calling you to learn in this very moment? Or is there a pattern that is ready to be broken? Walk in the other person's shoes and see it from their perspective. And if it doesn't involve someone else, ask yourself, how is life happening for me right now? Didn't we say that earlier? How life is happening for you, not to you? So what else could this mean? It's time to hold up that golden mirror, right? It's time to hold up the mirror here in order for you to take a look at what you want to shift in your life, and what do you need to do to kind of motivate that shift. Now we have the healer. Again, not only do we have it behind the breakthrough, but we have it showing up as your main archetype. And the healer is the light worker. Now Aquarius, a lot of you are light workers. You're gifted. You're an old soul. Though some claim the work of the healer as their gift and name it as their dharma, the force of this archetype is within everyone. It is our natural inclination to remember, to return to, and to reclaim that central and eternal life force from which we so easily drift away. In Sanskrit, the word avidya means forgetting. And it is said that this is the source of all suffering and dis-ease. The healer's mission then becomes to move through the comfort of forgetting, through the veils of ignorance and denial, to reveal the radiance that already exists. The healer approaches this in multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycle of healing is not linear. It is a multi-layered and circuitous process, always leading back to its own origin, much like the Ouroboros. There's the snake that we see showing up. And yeah, there is the Ouroboros here, kind of the snake eating its own tail. And we see that the snake is also showing up here. So when it comes to relationships, there's some sort of veil that is being lifted. You can see it. You see her eye right there, and multiple angles. Isn't that what it said here? That's what we've been talking about with the Hanged Man. The healer approaches this in a multiple ways, from multiple angles, knowing the cycles of healing. It's not linear. And wow, this really coincides. This is about, gratefulness when it's showing up as the light aspect, which it is. We have the sun here. We have the sun coming up behind the Ace of Pentacles. So this is about self-containment. It's gratefulness and feeling awake. When it's in the dark, it's tired, it's needy, it's forgetting its own practice. It says here, the image of the serpent is eternally tied to healing and medicine, both Western and Eastern. Study the serpent and its power. The wounded healer is not someone who is wounded and is now healed. It is someone who continues to courageously break open the self and ego as a means for deep integration. Ooh, I love that. And that is the absolute truth. So oftentimes we feel, okay, we're healed, we're good, but we get frustrated when we may go back onto something, when it shows up again and again, because it isn't linear. Healing, it takes place on a multi-faceted, spectrum, many different layers sometimes. So I see that you are being broken open here for that self and the ego to really integrate deeper and deeper. It's coming back home to that place of self. And that's what that family energy means for you here as well. And if you want to go deeper in this healing energy, take a look at, it says Donna Ventari, Air, and Asclepius. I'm not sure who those folks are. Maybe poets. Take it as it resonates or look it up. But the healer is your archetype for the upcoming energies in 2025. That is what I have for you, Aquarius. If you love the message or like it, please hit that thumbs up button. It certainly helps get the divine channeled messages out there to those that need it most. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, hit that bell, all the things. Thank you so much for being here, Aquarius, and I'm sending you so much love.